500, but now it's only 1,000, which really isn't a lot. You know what I mean? To learn how to cut hair and really master that craft, it's not a lot. So I try to utilize all 1,000 hours, try to be there on the floor with them, hands on, one with one by one. You know what I mean? And give them that attention that they need, because I want to guarantee that every student graduates being the best barber they can be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So real quick,
Yeah.
Michael, I am so sorry. The mute was active.
Oh no!
This whole
It's all
time.
right. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I just checked the comments and everybody said, "Hey, we can't hear sound." I was like, "Wait a second."
Hey, my life got it.
Oh, there you go.
Nah, but just to recap, man, like just to recap, you know, I've been through a lot, I've done a lot, and you know, I'm glad where I'm at in the point in life that where I'm at. I just want to change people's lives around me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just kind of like help people see that it's possible. You know what I mean? No matter what's put their way and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And just to kind of recap, we're talking about how Michael Anthony was working as a forklift operator, and kind of came to the point to where you said your son got sick, and you know you owned a barber shop at that point.
Man, that was real good information too.
I know.
No,
I'm gonna try to recap that.
The forklift driver, man, that was my resume. So basically, warehouse packaging and stuff like that. That was my resume, and so that was kind of like everywhere I went, it was just warehouse work. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I had the shop at the same time that I was working. So I would get off at my 9 to 5, and I would go to the shop and do my due diligence over there. And I would just see how the barbers were living, how they're making good money, being their own boss.
Yeah.
And so I took the initiative to sell my shop and go to school and learn the trade. You know what I mean? So I mean, I like it's like I tell people, man, like you can be whatever you want to be in life. You know what I mean? I tell my kids, you can be whatever you want to be in life. You want to be a doctor, lawyer, you can do that, but you're gonna learn this trade. You know what I mean?
Right.
Really, just anything that pays the bills. Like if it's carpentry, if it's mechanics, if it's culinary, if it's, you know what I mean? Just trades. Period. Back then, like really in the like the 19s, like the early 1900s, it used to be a big thing where you would graduate high school with a degree, like some type of trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's not like that. Now you have to go to college and pay thousands of dollars and essentially be in debt. Yeah, $100,000 and essentially be in debt just to learn this trade and probably graduate with a degree that you're not even going to use.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like I try to tell people, like, a degree can be taken away, a position at your job can be taken away.
Yeah.
So when you learn how to do a trade, when you learn how to pay the bills, like the skills to pay the bills, you're gonna be all right for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I can go to China right now with no money in my pockets, just some clippers, and I'm gonna be okay.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
And so that's the concept, man.
Just
Just to, like I say, and utilize this to do other stuff. You know what I mean? Because of course, like I got bigger goals and bigger dreams. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I want to do this other things too. But it's like you use this as a stepping stone to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So why did you move and start the barber school? Where that come from?
So we had the barbershop at first, and then COVID came around, so we sold the barbershop. Had to shut down. No barbers were able to cut hair. So a lot of barbers kind of, went back to working and stuff like that. We got families we got to provide for. You know what I mean? So it's like the barber industry kind of went down a little bit. And we thought, why not a school? We thought like pandemic proof. What's pandemic proof? Like mechanic is a pandemic proof. A grocery store is pandemic proof. Education is pandemic proof. So we said, what can, like that, a barber college. And so one day, a friend of my business partner, he talked about it, and he said, I want to open a barber college, and if you want to be in on it, you can. And so we did that. And the first day he told me about it one day. The next day he came with the keys. You know what I mean? And so he opened up the first Eyes on Me advanced barber school in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
And I was more like just kind of like a silent investor. I was involved, but I wasn't kind of like, my name wasn't on anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was just kind of helping out. You know what I mean? In that sense, and I had a percentage. And it was like that for the first two schools. And then after a certain point, I said, man, I want to do my own thing. You know what I mean? Like it's okay, like that I have percentages of this and that, but I over here I'm preaching ownership, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not really standing on what I'm preaching, so it's like I sold all my percentages. Again, here I go selling stuff. You know what I mean? But hey, like I want to make that known. Like sometimes you gotta you gotta take that risk, because a lot of people, they're afraid to take that jump. It's like, man, I got 7 kids. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like, man, like I got 7 kids. Like, should I really do that? Because if not, this and that. You know what I mean? Right. But it's like, sometimes you just gotta do it, because me personally, I work better with my back against the wall. You know what I mean? Right. So I don't have no plan B. It's not like, what if this don't work? No, it's like it has to work. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's kind of how I go into things. And when you kind of have that mind frame of thinking, you're gonna make stuff happen. You know what I mean? And so I lost track into where I was going. What was
That's okay. Actually, I'll tie on to that, and kind of on the whole point of it's gotta work.
No, yeah.
That's something that we run into ourselves a lot. Is where you get to the point where it's no longer like let's throw things at the wall and see what sticks. It's got to work.
No, for
You know,
sure.
so you really got to stick with it and figure out, you know, what's the next step
Yeah,
in this current
and
path.
it's so hard, man. Coming into Kerrville, you got to think about it. I was involved in two other schools, in one San Antonio, one San Marcos, but Kerrville is just so different. So I always advise people opening up businesses to really check with the county, check with the district, and kind of get familiar with the laws and regulations of the business that you're trying to open up. Because Kerrville, I chose downtown area, which it's a
You
historic
got a great
downtown.
location.
Yeah, I got a great location,
Yeah.
but man, it was such a headache just opening up
I
because
bet.
they gave us like a list of 47 different things to do. And I had a business partner right there at that point, and he kind of just got scared, He was like, "I'm
Yeah.
out," you know what I mean? And he just left the thing to me. So really, I figured it out. Like I'm the type of individual, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like, and so I figured it out. I Googled, I made calls, I asked people, what is this, what is that, and I talked to other business owners around me and see what they did, and I figured it out, man. 47 steps later, we got the permission to start building inside the building. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was so difficult, man. But in hindsight, I'm just so glad I did it. I didn't give up. Which kind of goes into barber school. Barber school is just is I tell the students it's the hardest part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going to barber school is like you're driving to school on E. You know what I mean? Like hoping that you can make some tips. You know what I mean? Because you're paying for tuition.
Starts.
Yeah, like man, it's rough.
It's 1,000 hours, right?
Yeah, 1,000 hours.
Yeah.
It used to be 1,500 when I was going to school. But yeah, I say that because I went through that when I was going to school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was struggling a little bit in my girl who was pregnant at the time. We were just eating noodles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we couldn't afford that.
Right.
But man, I look at these success stories. I look at these business owners and people who kind of went through the same stuff I went through, and everybody done it.
Yeah.
It's not abnormal to struggle when you're just opening up a business. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like that's normal.
Yeah, you gotta struggle.
Yeah, you gotta struggle. Otherwise,
it.
where does the character come from? You know what I mean? Where does that build off of?
Right.
So,
it's like it's better to struggle up front, normally organically, rather than get a big investment or something and just get too big too quick.
No, for sure. And then you learn the ins and outs. You learn the mistakes as you go. It kind of makes you a better business person. And me just being involved in all the stuff I've been involved, I can help my students. If they want to open a barbershop, I can tell them how to do that. If they want to create an LLC, I can show them how to do that. You know what I mean? And because of what I went through, all the mistakes I made, I'm able to do that type of stuff.
Absolutely,
so I'm very grateful, man. Man, just going through it, all the hardship growing up and everything. Because man, I can get started on my life, but that's a whole nother interview. You know what I mean? But man, I'm just saying, I used to ask myself, why me?
Yeah.
Why me, God? You know what I mean?
Right.
Why me, man? It used to hurt, bad.
Feel personal.
And so, but now I know why me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I know,
why.
Why? Because it's who else better than me to really put people in position like that? You know what I mean? Because I really care about this. I really have a passion for what I do. You know what I mean?
It shows.
Yeah,
Absolutely shows.
Yeah, and
it's
so
infectious.
so I'm really just grateful. Sometimes I just sit back, man. Just sit back and early in the morning. When I woke up this morning, it was breezy. It felt good, right?
It was a great
morning,
felt
good. I love the weather like that. I woke up in the morning and I just felt so grateful, man. Just so grateful. I had to say thank you. You know what I mean? To my higher up, because it's all because of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
for sure.
Real quick for everybody watching right now, you might have saw the graphic come up. That this is Michael Anthony's the owner of Eyes on Me Barber School. Yeah, he's down in Earl Garrett, right next to Rita's Tacos and all that other place. He also, real quick, he has your student with us today. So he is the student of the month.
Yes, sir.
That is Franklin Houston.
Mr. Houston. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome on that. How'd you achieve that?
So came about when I came to the school. I was working at a taxidermy spot and doing skinning for it. And I had where I wasn't making enough money where I felt for myself to make for my family. So I was like, I want to do another career change, another place to where I can make more money and be my own boss, basically.
Right.
So with the help of my family and support that I have behind me, they also told me, well, why don't you go do what you love, what your passion is, which is cutting hair. And I love it to death.
Yeah.
And I found Mr. Michael, who's very passionate in what he does, to bring the passion on myself. And it just made me glow. It was like a star, that moon, at night that shines on you like, here you go. This is what you need. I'm gonna help you get to where you want to be.
Right. That's
so
guiding light there.
I'm 43 and, career opportunities, sometimes don't work out to where you want them because of the age that you're at, but the passion I had into it and that I still have into it, I put into my schooling and everything like that. So in 3 months, 4 months times that I've been there, I tried to super succeed. They say give 100, I give 150.
Right.
So that's just what I do every day. I come in there and treat it like it's my own, like I want to be that person to own that shop, So I try to set examples for everybody that's there. We'll have, your seniority people that's there and they do the same thing. So I learned from them and what they do to put it on what I do and then add on to it. And then I became student of the month and enjoy every bit of what I'm doing right now.
Incredible. And that's a huge thing that it's never too late to pivot.
It's never too late.
To find to get to your passion and make it real.
Exactly. I tell everybody, man, in my social media and everything I go on, I tell them, I say, you got to follow your dream. Don't never let your dreams fade away. And then you're sitting up here, like he says, you're working a job for 20, 30 years that you never want to work at and get the money for it to something that you want to do. So I went out and got it, and here I am today.
And it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier when someone really has that intent to want to learn, because you got you got people who come to barber school just because there's nothing to do or something like that. But I really feel like my students, they're there because they want to learn, and it's a lot easier to teach them when they want to learn. You know what I mean? And so Mr. Houston, the first time I remember Mr. Houston coming in was when we did the back to school giveaway. We gave away 150 backpacks, 150 foods to kids and stuff like that. And so it was an successful event. And I met Mr. Houston, and I remember him saying that he wanted to come to barber school. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so since he's been in barber school, like every morning comes in early. He's the first one there. First one there comes in the morning. He'll do his sweep. He'll do his sweep, and he'll put the hot towels in the hot towel machine, and he'll just do like his little pass around. You know what I mean? And this is not stuff that I tell him to do. This is just things that he does initially. Wow. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it doesn't take me long to see the potential in one of my students, and really saw the potential in Mr. Franklin early on, and I know that he's gonna do great things. But because of he's not afraid to learn, you know what I mean? Right. And so one of the good things that our school offers is that once you get to a certain point, we can put you on the experience side to where you can start making some money in school and also building that clientele. A lot of schools don't offer this, you know what I mean? So when somebody walks in, we offer them an $8 haircut by a student or experience haircut for 30, you know what I mean? Right. And the experience haircut, the student gets to keep that. And it just helps them get through barber school, man. Like I said, barber school is the hardest part, you know what I mean? Right. So it's just one of those things to help them out as well. Yeah, Mr. Franklin, he's already made it over there to that side. Nice. So that's just to say like how much I've seen his haircuts improve. You know what I mean? Right. And I explained that it's not like we're already the best there is, because we're still learning every day. You know what I mean? So I told Mr. Houston, we're still gonna learn. We're still gonna try to push ourselves to do better every single day. You know what I mean? But just the fact that he's there just early every day, you know what I mean? He's putting the work in, and he just, like, no one tells him to do these things. He just does it. And it's like he said, he puts 110%. You know what I mean? So he earned that student of the month, and he also got this 10 gold stars. So basically, I don't know if you remember, but in elementary, when you did good, you got a gold star. Right. That's what I do with the students, right? It's just an initiative to kind of be involved into the activities that we do. Yeah. So Mr. Houston got his 10 gold star. Once you get 10 gold stars, you spin a wheel. This wheel has free clippers, free trimmer, a barber chair on there, air compressor. It just has a bunch of cool stuff. Cool. And so he got to spin that wheel. And what'd you get? $100. $100 cash money, you know what I mean? And he got $50 for the student of the month. So for the student of the month, I give him $50 and stuff like that. And so he's earning this stuff. None of it is giving. You know what I mean? That's great. And all the students, like I said, all the students who are with me right now, who are currently enrolled, they're all on the same path. They're all on a mission. You know what I mean? And you can see it when you walk in the building. You can see it. They're eager to cut hair. They want to cut hair. They're all greeting you. When you walk in the building, it's hello, how you doing? You know what I mean? And it just sets the tone in the environment. A lot of businesses are not like that, you know? Right, yeah. And so I can tell that my students want it, and it's just a lot. It just, man, I really feel so grateful to have them, you know what I mean, in my school.
Sounds like it, yeah. Lucky to have you too. So
for sure. I mean, I like to say we help each other out. You know what I mean? We help each other out, and if you walk into my school, man, like, I try to tell them, I want to create a nice environment. I want to create a family-friendly environment. I want to make sure it smells good. I want to make sure it looks clean. I want to make sure all of us are wearing our uniform, our permits, and that we all play a part in doing that. Because I can't just be micromanaging everybody. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like these students, like, they know what they're supposed to do, and they do it. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. And those uniforms look awesome.
Yeah.
Really good.
I like the old-fashioned kind of look. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So really, just shout out to all my students, man. They really kind of help the school, operate every single day. It's a team effort.
That's amazing,
for sure.
But you're also very involved in the community.
Yes, sir.
So like you said, you had that back to school event that you held. You
yes, sir.
Gave backpacks and food away.
Yep.
That was actually the first time I met you with the Young Professionals group.
Yes, sir.
And that immediately just told me, like, dang, this guy is like the real deal. Like, you're in it. You're out here, you're helping as much as you can.
Yeah.
While running a barber school.
Yeah, and I don't think I hate to be the guy to put it out there, man. But like, just these type of events take money. It takes money to do these type of things, and it's not like I make money off of them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't make anything at all. You know? Right. So like, I really do this just out of love, because like, I remember growing up as a kid, I used to have to go to the church with my parents to my mom to go get the shoes and stuff like that, and some clothes and stuff to go to school. I remember how hard is it when you got all these kids and they want particular type of shoes, so you got to drive to different stores, finding the right shoes or the right uniform. You're driving to all these stores. You know what I mean? So I know how hard it is for these parents, and I said, what can I do? So we came up with that, and it was we never would have expected it to go the way we did. You know what I mean? So it just shows that what kind of impact, you know what I mean, that we can make on the community and stuff. And it really just kind of like made me want to do it annually. At first, it was just a 1 year type of thing, but I really want to try to do it again next year, just because it was such a success.
Yeah, that's great. Well, so you also have the haunted house coming up October 29th. Throw that up on
so October 29th, from 5 to 9 p.m. 223 Earl Garrett, 78028, right there downtown Earl Garrett, right next to Babe Seafood, right next to Rita's and Pax. We're gonna have the haunted house, so we're basically transforming the school into a haunted house.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So it's gonna be really fun. So all the students are participating. Like I say, this is never just a me thing. I always ask the students, hey, would y'all be interested in doing something like this? And they're all go, because most of them grew up in Kerrville, and so they didn't really see these type of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're all for it. They all want to be a part of it. So basically, we'll be dividing the barber school up to 4 sections. And the students are divided into 4 different groups. And so the students are making their section the scariest section possible. So they're calling up family members. Hey, grandma, do you got those skeletons in the closet? They're calling uncles and just trying to bring all the decorations out the woodworks. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so the family is really helpful, because this is October 29th, not October 31st.
Yeah.
So they're really trying to help out. And I told the students that they can utilize their families to try to win this, because whoever creates the scariest section is gonna win a prize. You know what I mean? I basically want to throw like a little pizza party for them and stuff, and then kind of surprise them with some gifts. You know what I mean? And if everybody who knows me, like, I don't do cheap gifts. You know what I mean? Like, I like to make it something worthwhile. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm excited about that. The students are excited about that, but just also that day, they have a lot of stuff going on, not just our haunted house.
Bazaar
Bazaar, they have that going on for the kids, basically like a bunch of Halloween stuff, shopping, and cool stuff. So I recommend anybody just in downtown period on October 29th to go check that out. And then right after, we're throwing a little a costume contest for the kids.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so 3 different age groups, costume contest for the kids right there outside of the barber school. So I'll have a DJ booth. I'll be out there with a student and probably my next door neighbor. Cool. You know what I mean? And we'll be judging the kids and stuff, doing a Halloween costume contest. And then after that, they go to the Arcadia, which is right around the corner, and watch the Hotel Transylvania movie.
Cool.
So they do that from 2 to 5, and then after that, they go right to the haunted house. Yeah. So it's just a whole day of events going on, especially if you got kids. You know what I mean? If you got kids and you got family, and this is a Saturday. You know what I mean? So you trying to figure out something fun to do in the community. Downtown is where you want to be at, and that's essentially what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to make downtown the place to be. You know what I mean? We want you to go like, hey, we're going to downtown. You know what I mean? And
back in the day, like growing up here, downtown used to be reserved for some really good like block parties and stuff.
Yeah.
So remember, like we were talking about Chalk Festival, and you go to downtown, and there's a band that was playing there. They're playing like jazz and stuff. I was like, I don't know if they're the same guys, but they basically block off all of downtown and set a big stage up in that big circle, the square, the star.
Yeah.
And they just be playing big band music.
And I like that concept so much, man. Just from the people I've talked to who said they grew up in Kerrville, they say that like that a lot of stuff's changed. You know what I mean? And a lot of stuff stopped when the pandemic happened. So it's like it's kind of sad that happened. We're trying to bring it back.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all coming back from the pandemic, and we are gonna try to wrap up here. I'm sorry to cut you off, but real quick, you got a lot of businesses involved to help you out with this.
Yeah. So
I want to give them a shout out.
Yeah. So real quick, this is the flyer. I don't know if we can see it right there, but it's the haunted house. It's only presented at Eyes on Me, but it's a collective. It's a bunch of businesses who got together and said, let's do this for the community. Let's do this for the kids. So I want to make sure I don't go by without giving a huge shout out to the businesses involved. We got Hill Country Roots. They're always real quick to jump whenever we need help. West Texas Master Movers. As well, Babe's Seafood Bucket, which is right next door. They help us out all the time. J&R Customs, one of our students' businesses, makes shirts and all that type of good stuff, stickers. The Leah's Salon, one of our students' mother as well. Fredo's Fencing and Masonry. They do fencing here in the Hill Country Fades, which is another barbershop. And I like that none of the barbershops are like competitive with us. You know what I mean? Even BK Cosmo, like they're always helping out us and we're helping out them. You know what I mean?
Great.
So it's just a bunch of support going on. Curb Appeal, Canchon K9s. I have trouble pronouncing that. Beauty with Barbie and Royals Automotive. So there's 13 sponsors total. And like I said, we all got together and we're all making this happen. You know what I mean? Because like I explained earlier, it costs money to do these type of things. And I want to do this for the downtown community. I want to make this something that happens often. So just the fact that these businesses are willing to be a part of it, and just I don't even got to call them; they'll call me. You know what I mean? Hey, Mike, you got something going on?
That's
and
great.
so it's so it just shows like how much that we all want to make something happen. You know? So a huge shout out to them for making this possible.
Yeah, huge shout out. And thank you all for being involved. And like you said, like it's these things aren't free, and we're trying to really invigorate the downtown area and get Kerrville some life to it.
Yeah, so come out. If you don't got nothing to do, October 29th, 5 to 9, you know, come out and enjoy the night of Fright. You know what I mean? And have some fun with the family. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. That'll do it for our show today. Man, we're going to get you back on again. Like, I love talking with you.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I can go on, man.
Thank you, Franklin, for coming on, too.
Yes. Thank you for having I appreciate y'all for having us.
Yes, sir. So that'll do it for today's show. Like I said, we're trying to keep it under 30 minutes because we're trying to stay on point with stuff. But hey, next week we're going to be doing a webinar, and it is going to be going over the fact that SEO is dead. And if you don't know what SEO is, pop in and we'll give you a quick rundown. So we're going to do a webinar. We'll release the date. I'll be making the event today and probably going live with it tomorrow so we can get some hammer down there. It's a little educational deal to say how you can use social media as your sales funnel without paying for ads. So it's going to be huge.
I like that y'all do stuff like that too. Like, I mean, just how we're doing stuff for the community, y'all are doing the same thing. You know what I mean? So
we're doing our best. Yeah. We all like, I like that we're all kind of in certain areas that we're trying to attack and we're all coming together. That's why I love the young pros.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming in. I am sorry about the audio issue. I hope we didn't miss too much. That's still getting used to this daggone thing. All right. Everybody have a great day. Remember, you are enough. Thank you all for coming with us.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.